Now, I got to go with you on this one. I think, for me, the best installment of the Friday 13th, of Nightmare on Elm Street is Dream Warriors.
Hell yeah.
Part 3. It is, and once again, I just watched this. My daughter, for one of her birthdays or one of mine, gave me a mason jar with like 40 horror movies on pieces of paper, and you reach in and grab one.
Aww.
And whichever one you grab, we watched. And
my God, I love that idea.
Yeah, it was a great idea. And she had Dream Warriors on it, and we watched it. And it's like everything is so great about it, from the music, obviously, Dawkins.
Yeah. Give me a little Dream Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it.
Oh. We're the Dream Warriors, don't want to dream no more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then, of course, in the video where Don Dawkins is being accosted by Freddy, etc. But why is, like, I said about Terrifier 2, like Terrifier 1 is like Metallica, Kill 'Em All, whereas Terrifier 2 is like Master of Puppets. There isn't a Terrifier 3, but
there will be.
Nightmare 1 is Kill 'Em All. Nightmare 2 is not quite as good, but Nightmare 3 definitely is the Master of Puppets. They really figured it out. They got the dreams right. They've got the story right. They've got the mix of good actors, great final girl, Heather Langenkamp, one of the greatest final girls, and just some amazing,
Except she doesn't make it through this one.
Kills. She doesn't, but she's the final girl in 2, right? Or 1?
1.
Okay, great. So she doesn't, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about why this one's so much better for you than some of the others.
You make me explain stuff. I don't enjoy that.
We're talking about movies. Like, do you like the concept of how they were able to? What I liked about it was there was more of a point than just a bunch of random kids getting killed. There are actually kids that are all like in a home for wayward children or something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm trying to think exactly what makes it so much better. I think it's just seeing this group of misfits all work together. Yeah.
Well, she's in Weston Hills Psychiatric Hospital, where she's placed under the care of the doctor, and then they all have all these misfit kids that are there.
Yes, and they all thought they were alone, and they all thought they were crazy, and they had issues because of it, and then they find each other and band together to kill Freddy for once and for all. Which,
of course, does not work because there's those. This does have the great John Saxon in it, who's in many amazing horror movies. One of my favorite kills in the whole series is, of course, the famous marionette, suicide sequence.
Oh man, even thinking about that, I can feel it. It's like the veins that come out.
It's gross, right? So what happens is that the guy, and listen, if you've been living under a rock, Freddy infiltrates your dreams and basically murders you in your dreams, but that kills you in real life as well, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So this kid becomes a marionette. I think he's a heroin addict or something like that. And I think Freddy's like, or maybe it would be a different.
He wasn't. No, the heroin addict was the.
Okay, so there is.
I'm beautiful and bad.
Right. So, but this guy was, I think he was suicidal, maybe, or something like that.
Suicidal, and he just had sleepwalking.
Right.
Issues, so they thought he was just sleepwalking.
Yeah. So he then becomes a marionette where his, like you said, his veins and tendons are being pulled out of his arms to be his strings.
Oh man! So
and is there even a point where you see Freddy above him, like manipulating like Master of Puppets, right?
Exactly. Oh wow! Yes, literally.
Yeah, and then he walks him to the edge of the building, and then he jumps off and dies.
And they think he killed himself.
Yeah,
because they don't see all that; they just see him walking.
Yeah, they just see him walking, but he's really walking like a marionette. Mm-hmm. And once again, these are his tendons in his arms. It's so.
Oh, gross. Whoever thought of that has problems.
Oh, I know, right? But like I said, I can see it in my head, just like, oh, it's so gross. And wasn't there another great scene too, where she's watching TV and was like Dick Cavett or something, and Freddy comes in? Tell us about that one.
No, I'm going to say it. To me, that's a controversial statement because I want to love it. Like, welcome to primetime, bitch. And then,
that's the line. Yeah,
lifts her up and brings her through the TV and like kills her like that. Yeah. Except that when they cut to the real world scene, the TV's up super high on the wall, and she just jumped into it from nothing, and they're like, must be a suicide. So I'm like, well, I would have liked them to make that a little more of a realistic death, because it kind of takes me out of it.
Right? Yeah.
A little bit. It's like, how, like, who commits suicide by jumping up to the ceiling?
I always know that she's watching in the TV room. The TV's very high mounted on the wall, and they don't even think twice about the fact that, because Freddy, it is Dick Cavett
It's a great scene. It's really great scene.
But like you said, the plot hole of
Zsa Zsa Gabor, I think.
Her Zsa Zsa Gabor, right? And Freddy grabs her in from the TV, pulls in the TV, and it just doesn't really look like it could be possibly real. But everyone just goes, "Oh, it's a suicide," and what are you gonna do? So
darn those kids.
Damn kids. But it really is a great, excellent installment here.